She offers a repair, which is a reconnection. She says, "Oh, Dylan, you really wanted the magnet tiles. You wanted more magnet tiles for your project and there weren't enough, right?" Now, every salesperson in the world knows that when you say right and the person says yes, then the next time you say right, they're going to say yes more, like every yes gets easier for them. And eventually they're signing on the dotted line to buy the car, right? That's how it works.
Yes.
So the first thing you start with is the thing that, of course, he's going to say yes to, which is you wanted more magnet tiles and there weren't enough, right? Yeah. Right. He's begrudgingly, and it looked like you felt she had plenty of magnet tiles for her tower. And you didn't. You needed more. Yeah, she always is hogging them. Now he's even opening up a little bit. He's showing you the suffering. It's an attack. She's hogging them as usual. But notice there's a little more vulnerability in his voice, right? Yeah. And you continue. Sometimes it must feel like you have to share everything with your sister. The magnet tiles, the dinner table conversation when you want to tell your story. Even me at bedtime, right? You have to share your parents. That is so hard. So if he hears you say, now most parents have a really hard time saying this because they feel like it's a reflection on them. And the only way we can repair with our child is to acknowledge their experience. And it's okay. You're not a bad parent. They had this experience and you're saying that must be so hard. I never intended for you to feel like I wasn't there for you. And the truth is, I am always there for you. No matter how much love your sibling gets, there's more than enough love for you. If we can say that to our kids, probably many times, they begin to believe that they matter to us despite the love they see their sibling getting, right?
So powerful.
And then that's the repair. That's the repair. And your child is not going to say, "Oh, Mom, thank you for coming and apologizing to me." They're not going to do it, right? But they feel it. They feel that you're acknowledging it. And in fact, you can even make a more overt apology, which is, "I'm so sorry I wasn't there to help. It was such a tough situation for you and your sister to be in, and you didn't know what to do. And I'm so sorry I wasn't there to help." You're modeling, taking any responsibility you can because you want your kids to start taking responsibility themselves, right? And the only way they're going to do that is if you model that for them. And then we want to speak to the best in him because he's not, all of us make mistakes and we're so much more than the mistakes we make. He made this mistake. He shoved his sister and he said a hateful thing, a mean thing to her. We want to acknowledge the part of him that's bigger than that. We want to speak to that part of him. You must have been really upset to hurt your sister like that. You shoved her, and you know it's never okay to put your hands on her like that in anger. You must have been so upset. And you told her you wish she was never born. I know that sometimes you probably get so mad at her you do wish that. But you knew it was a hurtful thing. And you did it because you were so upset inside, right? We're acknowledging that we all get upset and we have the option of doing these things that later will probably make us sorry. And what an amazing lesson for an 8-year-old or even a 5-year-old to be getting from the parents, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe we should go back because I know we're going to run out of time here. So why don't you go ahead and go back to, I think we were about at the end, towards the end of this, right?
Yeah. And Dr. Markham, just a note there, when I can think of Dylan's experience in this, it's just so different to how we end, which I think is how many of us have told to work with our kids during challenging moments is you send them away, you take away something that they love, yes, put them in a timeout. But it ends with, I told him if he couldn't be kind, he was going to bed. He called me stupid and our family stupid. He went to bed early, but I feel like a complete failure.
Right. So we punish our children because we want to feel like we're doing something, right? That's the reason we do it. Do we think that sending this child to bed is going to help him feel more kindly, act more kindly? She said if he couldn't be kind, he was going to bed. I think she was equating if he couldn't apologize, then he couldn't go to bed. And, maybe he actually repeated his hateful, angry statements. That's entirely possible, because if no one's listening, we have to raise our voice. No one was apparently listening to him if she came in and demanded an apology, which it sounds like is what she did, but we don't know for sure. But at that point, he probably felt not listened to, so he probably escalated. He was already angry, remember, and said more hateful things. And she said, if you can't be kind, then you need to go to bed early. So in other words, your angry and hurt feelings do not belong in our family. They certainly, you can take them to bed and go to sleep and numb yourself out if you want, but you are not going to be part of our family. Right? And that doesn't help kids deal with their feelings. And it certainly doesn't help the sibling relationship get any closer, or help this boy feel any closer to his sister, or any more warmly toward her, or any more kindly toward her. But this mom was desperate at this point. She did everything she knew to do. She didn't have the tools that we're talking about here. And so she said, all right, go to bed. At least she didn't, hit him, smack him, scream at him. Those are all that, she was trying so hard to try to stay calm herself and to insist on standards of civility. And she's right. We need standards of civility. I'm so sorry for anything I did that contributed to you feeling that way. That no matter how much I love your sibling, there's always love for you. I will never stop loving you. You'll always be my, if he likes to be babied, my little boy, all of those reconnecting kinds of things have to happen, and all of the reflecting back to him what his experiences has to happen. This is just step one of it. Probably it's going to happen over and over, once or twice a week for another couple of months. But he's going to work through all those feelings that he's had. But even tonight, after he's felt heard, he's going to sigh at some point and climb into her arms. And she's going to say, I love you no matter what. He's going to say, I know. And she's going to say, and your sister loves you no matter what. And he's going to say, I know. And she's going to say, it really hurt her body and her feelings when you shoved her and said that thing to her. And he'll say, I know. And then she can say, I wonder how you can make that better with your